Hey everyone, welcome back to the episode number 7, my favorite number of the Inference, our weekly episodes with Warden team where we talk everything AI, all the weird, all the exciting stuff, and of course, Warden protocol updates. Hey Josh, hey Luis, how's it going? We're back from holidays. How's the mood from 1 to 10?
The mood is good. The energy is high. I think the energy is worryingly high within the team. I'm not sure if people have had too much rest, but it's good to be back. And it's good to be doing the 7th episode of the Inference.
Yeah.
That's slightly crazy. I don't know if we're getting worse over time or better. Time will tell.
Time will tell, but numbers don't lie. So I feel that we are getting better numbers each week, which means something good we must be doing. I'm not sure if it's better or worse, but something that people enjoy watching, definitely.
There are two things that don't lie. Two things that don't lie: hips and numbers.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And you said it right. You know, on the Inference, we talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the slightly weird. And we've had some feedback that the show can be a little bit weird, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I think we have to stay unapologetically weird. So don't let 2026 dampen any of our eccentricities. Let's keep it really real.
Let's keep the energy high. And today we have another reason to keep the energy high because we will have a special guest today joining us. It's going to be Joey from WAC AI team. Their agent is already live on Warden Protocol. It's been live for quite some time now. So how about we bring our guest onto the spotlight? Where's the producer? What was that? That was so sick, so cool.
The producer has been cooking.
GM, how's it going, guys?
Oh my god.
Hello.
Welcome, man.
Perfect.
Welcome. Good to see you. How are you doing?
Yeah. Doing great. The energy is high. And yeah, I was just listening to you guys backstage. And yeah, I do share the same eccentricity. And yeah, just be weird. Totally
Awesome,
on
man.
board.
Awesome.
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 Well, we are very pleased to have you. Thank you for coming on, Joey. It's a real pleasure. So, for those of you that don't know, as Yuli said, WAC AI is one of our most beloved agents in the Warden Agent Hub. So, we've been pumped to have you guys as one of the first externally built agents on the platform. But for those of you watching that don't know Joey, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Joey? What's your background? How did you get involved in Quill and WAC AI?
Sure. So I guess this takes me back to around 2020 when I first got into the world of crypto. And I started back then with Openware and Yellow. I don't know if you know about those protocols, but they were building layer 3 back then and essentially bridging liquidity across different dexes and bringing it to the same level where TradFi is right now. And over there, I was experimenting with a bunch of stuff, and I had joined in as a DevRel, and I was mostly documenting how you could set up the exchange, connect to the network, and pool in all that liquidity. And around that same time, I got really interested in the problem of security because Web3 has always had a big security and verification problem. And back then, it was really huge with smart contracts. So I got started building AI systems that could help detect smart contract vulnerabilities. And that's how I bumped into Quill. And Quill was this auditing company which had done this for a lot of protocols. And they were learning how we could turn this into a product where people could essentially run a few code checks. So that's how I got into Quill. And VAC is essentially an experiment that's born out of Quill. And the idea is that agents, just like smart contracts, they are prone to a lot of bugs and even more bugs than smart contracts because agents are totally working on probabilities and they're stochastic in nature. So like unlike a smart contract where you have a fixed set of states that you can reach, on an agent, you can essentially tell it a few directions in plain English, but it can essentially do whatever it wants. So that's a problem that we were set to solve, and that led to the creation of WAC. So we launched an ACP and virtuals a while ago, and we've been integrated with you guys, Warden, I think for a couple of months now. And yeah, the journey's been going great so far. Our ACP agent verifies token data because a lot of trading agents, which is like the best use case, I guess, that's come out of crypto for AI agents, they actually depend a lot on token data, and this token data could itself be malicious, and those tokens could have hidden features about them that you wouldn't get to know, especially if you're a trading agent who only focuses on checking the charts and the market analysis and fundamentals. So you wouldn't get the time to see if it's a honeypot, if it has like really shallow liquidity. So we check all those metrics and we provide them to trading agents. And we also help the users verify tokens. So that's what WAG does. And we have a lot coming. So thank you.
Awesome. I think one of the cool things that we've loved seeing what you guys have built is it takes the approach that's standard in crypto, which is reactive. Oh, I've built a smart contract. I want to do something. Let's get it audited. That reactive approach, it takes to proactivity. So a user or an agent can reach out whenever it wants in real time and ping WAC AI and get the information that it needs. And that is such a missing piece of the equation in crypto. Maybe let's talk about why the agent structure makes sense. You could have just built an API. Obvious reasons in my mind why you didn't just do that. Why did wrapping all this intelligence up into an agent make sense for you?
Yeah, so obviously, like even when you look at other protocols and when you see these agents interacting with each other, you could simply say, okay, these could be a bunch of APIs that are all interacting and they would be a lot more optimized. But here's my take. Agents at the current level, they form a level 0 civilization where they were closed systems essentially working by itself. But what I'm interested and where I'm interested in AI specifically is about emergent behaviors, things that come out of the agents that you do not predict. And it might turn out to be even better than what you would create with an API. So specifically with WAC AI, it is an agent that's constantly adapting and learning to bring in new metrics about token data because obviously it's connected to our API. But we have also given it access to certain tools where if it decides it does not have enough data or like it's not satisfied with the data, it can go on and scrape other websites, other sources to verify whether the data is concrete and give you the results. So I believe it's all about the intelligence. An API could never just do this.
Yeah, I totally agree. And the world that we're moving into, where agents will at some point become autonomous. Like right now, they're kind of, pointed in a direction by a human being. That's the way that agents are used right now. A co-pilot that goes off and does stuff in the background. But when they move into this autonomous space, they need access to these on-demand tools like WAC AI has built. How do you see, or how have you thought about WAC AI as an agent being able to just operate autonomously? There's the payment question. There's the question of whether an agent can own a wallet, how it can make payment or receive payments. How are you guys thinking about all of that?
Yeah, so firstly, on agent-to-agent interactions, that's something that we are really interested in. When talking about emergent behaviors, the best things come out if these agents are interacting with each other and coming up with stuff that you might not have predicted or thought of at all. So even as we're speaking right now, I might not come up with use cases that WAC AI maybe could come up with if it's interacting with a bunch of agents. Now, as to the design and architecture, we have already integrated X402. So WAC AI is ready. If you just pay it, you can get some access to the services. And also on that note, we have a bunch of things coming out on X402 where we want to essentially make that protocol trustless. So yeah, it's all managed under the hood and it's managed really well.
Brilliant. And so you guys have been live with us on our Agent Hub, I think now for just over 2 and a bit months. So we've seen, I believe, 30, if I look at our proof of prompt webpage, which tracks all the agentic activity in the Warden ecosystem, it's been used 35,000 times. So the uptake of it's been great. It's getting used more and more month on month, which is quite exciting. How have you found it being part of the Warden ecosystem? Have you received useful feedback? Has there been signals that the users have given you that have been helpful?
Yeah, for sure. I believe it's like one of the best integrations that we have had so far. And a great deal of our API hits are also coming from your protocol, by the way. So thanks, guys, for all the distribution. And of course, like the best thing about integration with Warden for any agent, I would say, is the distribution and the access to the crypto community it has and how it's essentially combining it all together at one place. In terms of the feedback, yeah, we have actually improved our agents a lot just by seeing how people interact with our agent on Warden protocol and maybe even on our website. So yeah, it's been a continuous process. And WAC AI chat, which is like our own terminal, is in a sort of a revamp mode where we are going to essentially accumulate all that feedback and make it a lot better.
Awesome. One of the things that we've received back from our users that have used WAC AI is that they'd like to see this as part of their daily workflow. So let me zoom out for a second. We've realized that this ChatGPT for crypto-like platform that we've built is really useful for people. But what is confusing is that they don't know exactly what they can do. If you say to a user, ask me anything, a user doesn't know where to start typically, right? So we're reframing the product a little bit to be less of a ChatGPT-like interface, more of a next generation wallet interface. And we think tools like WAC AI are going to be at the very heart of this. Now, why? Well, personally, having used more or less every single wallet that we've seen in the market, I want every outbound transaction that I do to a smart contract to be pre-screened before I do it. And that's where a tool like WAC AI comes in. On that topic, have you had demand from wallets saying, hey, we want to build you kind of as this firewall-like device? So anytime a user sends an asset out of the wallet, it's pre-screened. It knows where it's going, and the user has the control over it.
Yeah, that's like a really interesting question because that's something that I think about all the time. And I align with the philosophy where I see Web3 as this like a really hostile ground where like you have to be really careful about all your actions or like you could lose everything. Like having no middleman and decentralization, all of those are great things, but it's very adversarial if you see it in nature. So one of the best use cases of agents is to, of course, make it a lot easier and safer. And safety is like one of the best UX problems that we could pick, and that's what we have picked. So in terms of wallet firewalls, definitely yes, that's one of the agents that we are planning to do. So like any transactions that go through, they're pre-vetted, and anything that could essentially drain your wallet does not go through. It's as simple as that. You don't have to read the transactions to find out, okay, this could potentially harm me or hurt me. It's all happening under the hood. Same with a lot of trading agents. We don't want users to think about anything at all. Basically, the point of using AI agents is to deploy all your cognitive load on an AI agent so that it has maximum agency and maximum thinking, and you don't have to do it. And that's what our aim with WAC AI is. We want to integrate it at all these different touch points in trading agents, everywhere where users are sending in transactions or buying tokens. So like everything comes pre-vetted and they don't have to actually look for these metrics elsewhere.
Yeah, it's such a big upgrade in terms of UX and safety for users. So we can't wait to see that happen. Let's talk a little bit about verification. It's a theme that you guys have been bringing up a lot in your socials, and from a Warden perspective, we know how important this is going to be. Tell us what WAC AI can do for verification of the agent space.
Right. Yeah, this is one of my favorite topics to talk about, and we're coming up with a bunch of things around it. So to define the problem, I would say like there are agents everywhere, but a lot of their work is not actually being vetted before it goes live. And so if you talk about coding agents, for example, you had this case where Replit's AI agent essentially made some bug which deleted a live production database because all the things that were being created by the agent were not being vetted. And the thing is, the AI is moving at such scale that it's almost like really difficult to vet things at the same scale and verify things proactively. So AI is integrated everywhere, but there's no verification rails in place to make sure that, okay, it's doing its job well. And this problem gets even worse if you talk about agent-to-agent interactions. So when we first launched an ACP, which is Agent Commerce Protocol, for sort of the first experiment to allow agents talk to each other and do things autonomously, things went haywire because every agent is sort of a stochastic machine which could do a bunch of things. And it was all just falling apart. And this was not even about safety. This was just about agents not being able to function properly. Because if I ask an agent to write me a good article, it's a very vague intent. The agent does not know really what to do. And it can give me that piece of work. Now, how do I verify that it qualifies what I wanted? So we have come up with something really interesting. And the idea is that every time you ask an agent something, an agent is going to come up and present you a deal that, okay, here's what I'm going to write. The topic could be about verification of AI agents. It's going to be 2,000 words and a bunch of other metrics. So this becomes an evaluation criteria. So we call this mandates, and mandates are like sort of deals between a human and an agent, or maybe two agents, when they're like client shares an intent that, hey, I want a token swap to happen. Now the server can share back an intent that, hey, okay, I'm going to make a token swap happen for you. And this is the token that's going in, this is the token that's going out, and this is exactly the amount that will be in your wallet. So all those things are logged in place. Now both the client and server sort of sign the deal. It's sort of like how you work with a freelancer. You work with a set of expectations. You don't work on vague intents. So we are essentially creating a protocol which brings this to agents and locks down clear deliverables in place so that there's no scope drift. You don't have to go around asking the agent, okay, this is not what I want. Can you change this? Because it takes a couple of iterations and follow-ups. So it's making agents durable. And I think it has real use in the agent-to-agent economy.
Awesome. I think very, very necessary. The topic of guardrails and frameworks for agents to operate within to improve outcomes is really, really important. And maybe on this topic, what's the next 6 months look like for you guys? You've mentioned a little bit about your interface that you're upgrading and improving based on user feedback. What's coming for WAC AI in the next couple of months?
Okay, a lot of things. We will be firstly going live with a verification protocol. It's already live with a couple of SDKs. We are integrated with this one project called Chaos Chain, which is spun off of Nethermind, and it's based on ERC 8004, which is creating a trustless economy of agents. So we are actively pushing in that direction. The same ideas we have for X402, and the problem with X402 is pretty much the same, where you have to pay the agents upfront in order to get some data out. And that becomes a problem because like you don't know what you're going to get unless you pay for it. So mandates could come in really handy. Like before an agent pays, the server agent could say, okay, here's what I'm going to give you. Both of them agree to it, and that's what comes out. So we're going to launch an X402 extension and probably a facilitator for this. And yes, for WAC AI Chat, we essentially want to create this verifiable society of agents where mandates are in place for each of these agents, and you can trust that this is a place where all the agents are going to give me secure and verifiable data with all the guardrails in place.
Very, very cool. Okay. And in terms of integrations, how does a protocol or an app that's watching this integrate with WAC AI? What's the best way to do it?
Okay, so a couple of things. So we have a product called Token Sense, where you can simply grab the API. You can create an agent of your own, or you could use our WAC AI chat agent, which you can access from our URLs and from our website, and you can simply get it integrated. So those are two ways. We are also building an SDK. So anybody who wants to have mandates in place, they can simply grab that SDK and start using mandates so that all the agent-to-agent communication is locked down.
Very, very cool. Well, look, Joey, thank you so much for coming on. We're going to get you back later in the year to give us a great update, but stick with us because we are in the next segment going to do a very, very quick demo of WAC AI and show people what and how to use it. Let's do it.
Yep.
All right.
Hello.
I think we're waiting for the producer to rev up the engine and do the transition.
Oh, the transition was super fast. So we are I thought there was going to be an intro video again, but okay. Since we have Joey here and he's been talking about WAC AI, so I think it's a great example if we can showcase to some of the audience what it can do directly. So first of all, I mean, for people who haven't checked this yet, this is the Warden agentic wallet. This is Warden app interface. And this is the first thing they will see when they click on the WAC AI actually agent. So we can do anything, as Joey has explained, on doing research and checking for the verification of some of the tokens out there to make sure they're secure to transact. So let's DD on Trump token to see what happens. It was my first chat for today, actually, and I got some points up there.
Nice.
Oh, no Trump? Let's try on this one.
Strange.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
This
is the perils of live demos. I mean, it's typical, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's absolutely typical.
It's funny.
Let's do a final test. Why not? Okay, we need to check on that.
Okay. How strange. I wonder why it is fumbling the bag in live.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
stream.
This happens. It has happened in the best projects. We've seen it on Meta with the we've seen it on Microsoft a lot of times. We've even seen it on Apple. So live demos have the risks. But anyway, it's a great tool, and I think like our users really appreciate it. And I really liked the thing that you mentioned about when you were getting very valuable feedback from how users are interacting with it on Warden. And I think that's a very, very valuable message for builders out there, people who are building agents or are building applications, having access to that type of distribution where users are willing to use these products. It's incredible to collect quick feedback and be able to iterate fast and improve the products, which is always nice to see that we can add that value to some of our partners. So very happy to listen those words.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been great being integrated with you guys. I think in terms of all the agentic protocol ecosystems that I've explored, Warden has the best distribution and like the best community.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, should we move into true or false? Let's bring Yuli back up to the stage. We've never done this before, so I don't know what this is. So we're putting our faith and trust in you, Yuli, for whatever you're bringing to the stage, it's all yours.
Yeah, Josh, you have just spoiled because I was thinking like, oh, what if we introduce something new, the category that we haven't had here before. But anyway, yeah, so it's gonna be true or false. Since I don't think you guys would love to play truth or dare right now, we're not gonna do that. So I'll just give to each of you one statement, and you're gonna explain as short as possible. Is it true? Is it false? And explain why. So let's maybe start with you, Joey. You're our guest today.
Sure.
So a statement for you: privacy first AI will eventually outperform open models. What do you
True.
think?
True. That's like a no-brainer for me.
All right, and can you explain us why?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so let's start with what's been happening on OpenAI's end because, like, I heard news the couple of months ago where Sam Altman made the statement that all the chats that you have with OpenAI, they can be used in court against you, and a lot of people have been using ChatGPT as like their personal therapist. Where they've been talking about all sorts of things. Yeah, so yeah, I believe that's something. I mean, even in general, privacy is something that should be respected, especially if you're like, if you're working on really sensitive data, which a lot of people do use AI for right now. So, yep.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. So who's next? Who's next? Maybe Josh. AI agents will replace most dashboards within 2 years. True or false?
Interesting. Interesting. Well, look, we've got bias, so I'm going to say true. That's no surprise. But there's a caveat, right? Agents need an interface to be accessed. So the world that we're in now, where a user will have 3 wallets that they use, and those 3 wallets access 15 apps, 3 for yield, 4 for trading, 2 for staking, 1 for restaking. Like that world that we're in today is mad, and it has to end. So I think agents will be the nail in the coffin for that user experience. So you will have, I think, one interface that gives you access to everything through agents. Now that is a massive UX upgrade in our opinion. But bring it on. It's a much better state of affairs than we have today.
That would be a dream, especially for someone with ADHD as me, because just being constantly overwhelmed with all the tabs, all the wallets, everything. Yeah, that would be awesome. And Luis, then the last statement for you: agents are more about orchestration rather than intelligence. What do you think?
I think it's neither true or false, probably on my side. I think it's a combination. Like you need first like proper, well-trained intelligence models to be able to have access to have access to that intelligence that you are mentioning on this statement, but you also need orchestration. And we are seeing now that it's happening faster and faster, like how agents interact with other agents, but also with other tools. So all of that is equally important, I feel. I mean, models should be intelligent, but also the tools and other coordination and orchestration between agents should be very important going forward.
All right. All right. I actually like this new section. Maybe next time I will prepare more statements so we can have a few rounds. Thank you. Thank you, Joy. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure to have you in this live stream. And let's see, maybe, yes, Josh said we'll have another live stream in a year from now, let's say, and we'll see where things are going.
Yep, sounds good. Thanks, Yuli. Thanks, Josh and Luis. This was really fun. Yeah, let's do this again. Really excited for taking things forward with Warden.
Thanks a lot. Have a great day.
Thanks, Joey.
Thanks, Joey.
Yeah.
All right. So, are we ready, Josh, for our traditional The Pulse?
Man, we gotta liven up that that background music for the new year. That's ominous. Ominous.
Kind of scary.
But, yeah, it's too ominous for the transition about what we're talking about now, because we're going to start off quite light. So, producer, can you bring in the screen that I'm sharing, please?
I thought Vecna was coming out.
All right.
All right.
Oh, this
yeah.
looks
So
fun.
for the first topic on the very first pulse of 2026, we're talking about the move from slop to cinema, right? So Disney have bought a chunk of OpenAI. They've significant investment, and they have licensed Disney characters to Sora. So Sora is the video generation model they have, which means that now users can create these short form videos using Disney characters. Wow. Which is kind of cool, I think. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what people make. Sora is, of course, a heavily curated and censored model. So these characters are going to be doing what Disney characters should do, which I think is good. But what do we think about this? Is this the beginning of a trend where big brands license their intellectual property to models so creators, users, fans can start doing their own stuff with them?
That's insane.
I think so. And I think I was thinking the other day about this. It's going even beyond that, right? Like, we've seen some movies where some characters have been like brought back to life when they were younger. Indiana Jones. I think there was this movie about mafia on Netflix where you had all of these characters. I think it was Joe Pesci. I think it was Robert De Niro, like where they were like very young and they were acting. But the next phase of that is it's timeless. Like, they can continue doing films for the rest of the eternity, even if they are not with us anymore. So there are two things here. Having those characters anywhere, anyone could do films with them, but then also like the IP for eternity for actors, or like even completely AI generated ones. But yes, I agree. This is going to be big, and platforms that own IP will get a lot of traction also. Like, if you want to include Mickey Mouse in your creations, you will be using Sora, and you cannot be using Gemini, for example. So that's going to become something in the near future, obviously.
I just hope that people will use it carefully and wisely still.
Yeah, there is a question there, isn't there? Because, Disney characters have, a common understanding across their fans. Like, Pinocchio behaves in a certain way. Aladdin behaves in a certain way. But you as a user now can put Aladdin in a Tesla smoking a big cigar, or I don't know how they're going to censor it. But
imagine a South Park episode with these guys, right? You can do a Mickey Mouse South Park episode. That's not.
Yeah. But in a way, I don't know if you guys remember years ago when they brought Michael Jackson back as a hologram. Do you remember when there was this tour, Michael Jackson was back, he was projected as a hologram on stage, and everyone was like, oh my God, you're resurrecting dead singers, dead artists, and bringing them back. This brings, as you said, Luis, all characters back in eternity. And what better way, right? What better way to give free advertising to your intellectual property than just let users run riot with it? So in a way, it's an incredibly smart move, I think, from these brands, because users will become the driving force for brand recognition and marketing, because they're the ones that are going to be creating all this content, and these brands aren't even paying for it. Pretty smart.
The only thing,
nobody needs marketing in traditional way.
The only thing I should add here, probably to everything that we've been discussing, right? Like how do they control what they do? It's OpenAI. I think we've seen every time you want to create something, how restricted it is anyways, right? So exactly. I think that's the catch is there. Yes, you can use them, but in a very limited way.
Yeah. So on topic, we spoke about this with Joey. So 2 days ago, maybe, OpenAI revealed what they call ChatGPT Health. So I'm just going to give you the pitch with no judgment. You can now securely connect medical records, wellness apps like Apple Health, Function, MyFitnessPal, and ChatGPT can help you understand your recent test results, prepare for appointments with your doctor, etc., etc. Very, very interesting in my mind. I don't know about you guys. I use it a lot for my various health neuroticisms. In a way, this is an inevitability. I'm quite pleased about it. What do you guys think?
Everybody is using that. I think everybody has been doing it before it became or about to become a mainstream. I was diagnosing myself. My boyfriend is doing the same, and we just had a conversation like literally yesterday or 2 days ago. He said that he's probably gonna do like a full body checkup and everything, and then just run it through like GPT to see the results. And that's crazy that now they're gonna have this chat GPT help, which is I don't even know like how much I would trust this over the doctor's opinion, because not even once like in my personal life I had cases when doctors were like seriously mistaken on the diagnosis, which is also like really scary. So the question is, are you gonna trust AI more rather than a doctor who's more maybe even more likely to make a mistake?
Personally, yes. What do you think, Luis?
I would do it, and I've done it. I think I shared on our first episode something similar, where I went to this private hospital to do some checks, and the things they were claiming that I could have were, I mean, looking at any type of information out there, were completely out of mind. And I had like a second opinion, and the second opinion was right. Like the first opinions that I was, or information that I was being shared that it could be, were totally wrong, and they even couldn't understand why they were even giving those diagnostics. And the thing is, I was checking against Chat GPT, and it was like again and again saying those initial statements were completely out of mind. Like it had no doubts. I mean, they could always hallucinate, but I feel that, especially in a world where it's becoming more, there's everyone is always very busy, have their own personal problems, have their minds in many other things.
True.
I tend to trust more machines actually than humans for a lot of things.
You know, the way I see it is, until now, until ChatGPT, we have been unable to help ourselves. We just haven't had the ability to inform ourselves or have a tool that lets us become a little bit more informed. So you'd go to the doctor, they tell you something, and you wouldn't go get a second opinion usually. Most people wouldn't. They just take it at face value. And that's a really poor outcome. So with something like ChatGPT Health, individuals have a little bit more control, a little bit more access to data, and that's got to be a good thing. Now, of course, it can't replace a doctor, but it could help you as a patient, and it should help doctors. I think they should embrace tools like this to remove all the bias that they carry. We're human beings. We all carry bias. It's normal. Doctors carry bias as well. So if this can be a tool that makes them a little bit more objective, a little bit less prone to human errors, then rock on. I think that's a great thing. Now, shifting gears completely, right? Grok has a bikini problem. There's no other way to put this, right? I mean, what the hell has been going on over the last couple of weeks? Like, anyone can go to X, seize a photo.
I am the victim. I am the victim of this. I've been put in bikini without my consent.
I'm a victim as well. I'm a victim as well. I have been bikinified, by the way. And, you know, for background, anyone looking at this or seeing this and doesn't know what we're talking about, maybe you're not on X, but if you are on X, you will have seen this. There's a photo on X. Anyone in the chat can just say, put this person in a bikini, and Grok happily does it. It's wild. Now, this has, of course, provoked a bunch of outrage in different places. Governments, I think, are suing or thinking of suing Grok. What's your take on this? It's kind of like AI being let wild into the real world, but what do you think?
It's public exposure, right? Like there's a lot of I mean, before that we had Photoshop. People could do Photoshop. The only thing is this is instant, right? Instant and public. That's the thing with Grok. Like, if people interact with Grok directly on the timeline, then the output of Grok becomes public. That's maybe, I mean, it's very difficult, right? From an AI perspective, like when a user, like how to understand if the picture that it has been requested to be edited is owned by the user who requests it, right? I think that should be like the very first check. Like, if there's a, let's say, Josh picture, if Josh requests to have this picture of him in bikini, that's fine. Then Grok can do it and push it public. If it's a third party asking, then should be more careful around it.
Yes, 100%. I also saw, I think I just opened Instagram like a couple of days ago, and there was interview of this girl from UK regarding this exact topic, and she was saying exactly the same, that like Grok was putting her out there in bikini, and she was like, my family is following me on X, my colleagues, for my working colleagues are following me on X, and then they open and they see that, and she was like, I feel exposed, I feel uncomfortable. And I totally understand that, because again, like I felt the same, and I had the same, and numerous people were doing that, and this is insane. There should be something has to be done about this, so it shouldn't be that way.
I read a comment from a Spanish actress that she said, she's a very nice looking, good actress in Spain, and she said she stopped doing movies because all of the scripts they offer her had some type of, let's say, explicit scene, and she didn't want her children in the future to be in school and their sons or daughters, friends were bringing these scenes back to them. So she said, I've been, over the past 10 years, not doing movies as a business. And this is regular movies. This is nothing to do with adult industry or anything. She was very, she wanted to keep it very safe for her children. And now she sees that she's all in these scenes, all in these videos that people are generating with her, and actually she's been not making a living out of it, and now it's even worse because it's like fully explicit out there with all of her face and body all across the internet. So I don't know how that can be controlled or stopped, but it's very difficult, actually.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we're kind of in the Wild West period of AI, right? And I think with the amount of new things coming out and the lack of controls around them, or even the inability to actually control these things, an incredible developer in a country outside of the European Union can build something, and all of the rules within the EU don't apply to it. So this is a real problem, and it's a real question, I think, that's going to go unanswered for a while, which is how do you protect people?
I mean, Elon did say something about X and Grok, which was, if any user let's say, uses in a bad way, which is illegal and generates illegal content, or breaks any type of law, we will put all the enforcement on him. That's what they said. But again, where's the limit, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can damage someone's reputation in a very vanilla way just by creating an image that's not explicit or illegal, but for that person it could be quite damaging. So it's a very, very strange moment, I think, for privacy, at least for individuals. We'll have to see how it develops.
Ooh, exciting and scary.
Indeed. Well, that's the third and last topic in the Pulse. What is next, Yuli?
You mean what is next? Do we have anything else for the Pulse, or we are done with the Pulse? And all right. Then it is truly exciting, because the next section is what's happening at Warden.
Okay.
All right, all right. I know that since our last episode, we started having some small, tiny little hints on the new updates and exciting things from Luis. So, Luis, why don't you start this topic and why don't you tell us? Is there anything that you can share with your audience? Because we are on the brink of something big for Warden and Warden community. What to expect in the next few weeks?
As we said last week, 2026 was going to start like super strong for Warden and its community, and that hasn't changed. So right now we are working nonstop. Maybe you can see my eye bags here, like very little rest at the moment, very late nights, early mornings, covering all of the time zones in the world, having discussions with a lot of partners that are going to support us very good, in a very good position, I think, for the event that everyone is expecting very, very soon. But before that, I think since today we start rolling out a series of news that everyone is kind of expecting. So maybe I can leak what's coming out today because it's going to be published just as we finish this inference, so people who are here can have some alpha. We are publishing the new roadmap that the team has been working over the past month, and I think everyone will get very excited about it. They're like very we are carrying in some things from the last roadmap, like the mobile apps, which will be delivered early 2026. But we have like very new, exciting things that will play a very important role, not only for the agent economy, but for the ward economy. And I think, as we mentioned, stakers, holders, participants in Warden ecosystem will be very happy to read about these things. Then next week, we have very important news. So anyone that has been participating over the past years right now on any of our campaigns should be, let's say, focused on staying up to the news on Warden, what we publish out there, because we will require action from their side. So that's the call to action I can say right now. I cannot disclose anything else, but it is important that everyone becomes ready and aware of what's happening and stay up reading the latest news from Warden. So that's everything I can say today. But things are moving, things are in traction and in full speed mode right now.
All right. That's already something. Thanks a lot. And Josh, a question for you. So there has been multiple agents launched on Warden protocol, and a question is that which one of the agents has surprised you the most after the launch? Is there anything that you could specifically put onto this spotlight?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to a fan favorite and a personal favorite, and that for me is the Masari agent. Now, we've seen users use Masari for a bunch of stuff, getting reports on protocols, what's happening in X protocol, for example, doing on-chain data mining, figuring out where the most active markets are for certain tokens, getting summaries of what's happening in the VC landscape in crypto. The Masari agent is such a versatile tool. And the beauty of it is it never stands still. It's being constantly updated, constantly improved by the Masari team. The amount of data that is accessible through the agent, it's mind-blowing. And actually it poses a challenge to us because users don't fully understand the scope of things they can do with this. You can go into an incredible amount of detail about things that will give you, early access or insight into an ecosystem, things that will give you the edge in terms of, what opportunities may be popping up in certain ecosystems. How do you expose that level of insight, that incredible wealth of data to users by saying to them, ask this agent any question you want about anything? That's the recurring problem that we're seeing. And regardless of that, irrespective of that challenge, users are using this a lot. If I look at the proof dashboard, I'm just going to bring this up.
Numbers
it's been used nearly 300,000 times. And so users are really, really using this at scale. They're getting a lot of insight from it. And we want to evolve this into something that does more for users. So, feedback for us is very valuable. So anyone in the chat that wants to have access to research tools, tell us what they want access to. Do you want visualizations? Do you want the ability to download the research that you're doing? Do you want the ability to then post it and share it on X? Like what are the things that you want to see from our research agents? And Masari agent, is really the kind of the OG in the Warden ecosystem. But since we launched that, we've done other research agents. For example, Caesar. People are using Caesar for more wide scale, large research exercises that require a bit of data scraping on the internet. So the long and the short of it is there's a lot you can do in terms of Warden, and we're really just getting started. But today you can get your teeth into a huge amount.
Awesome. So yeah, guys, let us know in the comments if you have any feedback, any ideas for improvements for Masari and other agents and Warden protocol. And another question for you, Luis, as well. We had Andre last time with us, and he already started sharing some information regarding the Warden Studio. Are there any changes, any updates on that side?
So since we launched Warden Studio and we let users deploy their own agents, we've seen a massive adoption of popping up every single time I open Warden app and I go into the agent hub. I can see like a lot of agents that are being released. So that's also an incredible milestone, I think, for us and also for the community, because it means there's adoption. This is the place for agents to live. And we can see cool stuff like the anime agent, which users can generate like waifu type of pictures, fully uncensored. So to the topic that we discussed previously, what happens with OpenAI and Disney characters. This one will probably doesn't suffer about censorship for sure. We've seen the Minsky agent. I think that's a very cool one. It provides like real-time data on any financial asset, if it's crypto or non-crypto. Should I buy Bitcoin right now? That's also a funny one. Like you can.
I tried that yesterday.
It's very cool. Actually, it provides a very solid report on the actual status and technical analysis of Bitcoin, and it provides you some information. So, if you want to be smarter when you want to trade or when you want to do your own research, as Joshua was mentioning, like Warden is becoming the place to be and the place to go. It's very simple, fast to ask a couple of questions via prompts, and that actually solves you a lot of time and a lot of pain. Like if you're able to make decisions based on the best data out there and research pieces in the industry, you will probably trade much better. And I can tell you something.
Yeah.
And it's related to what we talk about, trust the AI and trust the agents. I got obsessed with buying, I can't remember which token it was. And I was trying to populate the question so that the Masari agent gave me, yes, you should buy this token. But it was telling me not to buy it. It's not the moment. It's not the entry point. Like these fundamentals and technical analysis and data shows it's getting exhausted. But I got FOMO'd and I end up buying it. Not only me, I remember a couple of community members did the same thing. And we exchanged some of these feedback between ourselves, right? Like we need to trust these agents better than trust ourselves on following into assets. So I'm still at a loss. I wish I would have followed the instructions provided by these agents.
Oh, yeah, true that. So soon we're gonna trust AI agents with our health, with trading, and who knows, with a lot more, things. And so then final question for both of you. How do you feel? What are the most incredible agentic use cases? What are you most excited about?
This is the moment where we get in trouble, isn't it, Luis, for talking about things that we shouldn't be talking about. But okay, let's talk a little bit of alpha here. So we released recently this trade terminal here. So here you can trade a bunch of perp markets, but as well you can trade, tokenized stocks. You can trade commodities. We've got Nvidia, we've got Google, Palantir, Coinbase. So this is great. This is the AI trading terminal. It gives you signals, right? So I've got the BTC USD perp here. I've got a signal here. The current sentiment is bullish, and the 1 week change in sentiment is improving. Cool. So I kind of get what's going on in the market with it. I can go deeper. I can actually ask a question to Masari about a detailed report on Bitcoin, and it will go off and do that for me, right? But what's next? So one of the things that I'm most excited about is seeing this trading experience being wrapped up into an agent. So I can say to it, open a short position for me on Bitcoin, put a stop loss in at this price, and it just goes and does it for you. So instead of what I have to do now, which I've learnt to do over the years, understanding how to use long or short, how to put my margin in there, how to put an auto close in, adding a price in there. But a lot of people, and I would hazard a guess that the vast majority of people don't really know what they're doing when they're doing this. And I kind of count myself in this. I can do it, but I don't know why I'm doing it. Let the agent take care of it for you. Agentic trading is the future because it democratizes access to all of this sophisticated stuff built for professional traders. It democratizes access to it in a really simple, easy to digest way. Say what you want and it will go and do it for you. So agentic trading agents, for me, I'm so excited about it. And it's something that we've been working on behind the scenes for a long, long time. What about you, Luis? What things are getting you excited behind the scenes?
One is what you mentioned, but more in an automated way, like getting. Think about it this way. I've got some assets on my wallet, and I don't know if I need to trade them. I don't know if I need to deposit them in a DeFi pool or vault. I just want to get some yield, and I want 20% to be risky, 50% to be in safe mode, and the remaining 30% to be, I don't know, full degen mode, not even risky, like gamble it directly. and the agents will know which other agents to interact with. It will be with this trading agent on the trading terminal. It will be with the Leva agent on the Warden agent hub. And my assets will be automatically breached, deployed, traded, whatever it needs to be done. And I will get on a daily basis like, hey, here's your report. Today your global P&L has increased and you're in profit 3%. Yesterday, we had some losses on the trading because there was massive volatility or whatever. So having those things reported to you on a daily basis with your, hey, here's your morning summary of things that happen, news you are interested in, but also like on your portfolio, that's looking very, very strong. And I'm seeing some big AI players providing financial advice. But something is to do financial advice, and the other thing is executing across all of finance. And when I mean all of finance, it doesn't matter if it's stocks, it doesn't matter if it's other type of tokenized assets, crypto, everything. Like we're getting into a world where everything will get tokenized, and we are getting into a world where agents will perform all of the financial activities for us. So it's super exciting. And I think Warden is positioning as the place to be, not only in research, as we've been talking, but also for your finance, for your agentic finance. So cool to see. Year 2026, Neo Finance is coming. Warden is the place to be.
Talking about Neo Finance, the everything platform. Just one thing that I do want to drop here, because I think it's really exciting, is, and I'm going to get in trouble, sorry, prediction markets. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere, right? But we know everybody wants them. You want to be able to predict and bet on everything. The betification of the world is running in parallel to the tokenization of everything. So people have been asking us for months at this point now, put a prediction market into the Warden app. Give me some tools that I can use to bet with a bit more insight. We hear them. We hear them loud and clear. So very, very soon, you're going to be able to bet on everything, but you're going to have a bit of an advantage over everyone while you're doing it. You're going to have the ability to figure out why you're betting what you're betting on and why the odds that you see in front of you are good or bad. That's all I'm going to say. I'm too excited not to mention it. So keep your eyes wide open.
All right. So that was the alpha for those watching or listening to us. Amazing. Soon, 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 soon. Um, so now, do you feel like we have time for a quick round of some of your Warden games?
Yeah, let's do it. How are you feeling about, I don't know, maybe a 5-bet off, a 5-bet bet off, a 5-swipe bet off?
Let's go. Let's
Should we
go.
do it?
Let's go. Let's do that.
All right. Okay.
Let
So,
me
producer, do whatever you want to do while we set up.
see.
Do whatever you got to do, man.
All right. I'm figuring this out. I think I will have to share another screen as I just have new laptop and I'm figuring it out. All right. Yeah, I can bring it up. Sorry.
If you're not ready for whatever reason, let me know and I'll jump against Josh.
Here, but you can jump as well after me. All right.
Producer.
Yeah, all good.
Are we doing a three-way right now? This is the first three-way betathon that we have ever had.
Had this
let's get some ground rules. Let's do some ground rules. So what are we doing now? Are we doing 5 swipes? $5? Do we all have enough balance there? Are you running a little bit short, Luis?
I'm running short. I can deposit, I think. Let me check.
All right.
Yeah, I can deposit. So it's how much do we have to have?
So let's put $5 bets. Let's up the money, and let's do 5 swipes and see who gets the highest P&L. What do you think?
Okay.
Sounds fair. Sounds fair.
Yeah. All right. Well, pick wisely. 5 swipes and 5 swipes only. Let's do it.
Oh my God! When do we start? Who
Starting
has
now?
Oh, now!
Starting
Oh
now.
my God!
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's go.
All right.
5 swipes. And you can skip, by the way. You can skip if you want to skip.
Right.
Long.
Yes.
Or XRP short. I've got my 5.
Cash long. You've done your 5?
Yeah.
Okay. I've done my 5 too. 30-second countdown. Let's see how we do. I'm out the money in everything right now.
1.
Oh, I think I finished. I was the last one to finish.
Okay. Not a good start from my side. Luis, you are absolutely on fire. You will not be invited again to the betathon.
And I'm only...
Wait, I have double.
You've doubled?
2 out of 5.
That's it. No. Yeah. 2 out of 5.
I've won.
So if you go into your bets, you can see your P&L. So I'm 6 cents. I'm up. The pathetic 6 cents. What are you guys up?
Wait, it's in your bets here?
Yeah.
I'm up 46 cents.
Ooh, okay.
Where can I see mine? Wait.
In your bets, you can see the positions there. So you've got your...
All right.
You need to add your 5 last ones.
Or your 2 wins. What do your wins add up to?
Hyperliquid and sui. But where are the percents, guys? These are only like 47%.
So you've lost 46 cents on Pepe.
Yes.
Which the long with hype gets.
Yes.
Well, you are 1 cent above.
Oh, so I'm pretty much in the
you're flat.
position.
You're flat.
Yeah.
So, Luis, you're the winner this week. You are this week's winner.
That's the lack of the first timer, right?
Yeah,
first time betting, first time winning.
Yep.
Could be. All right. So what's the plan now? Are we about to wrap up, or you want to play something else, or we're done today?
I think we can wrap up. It's been a long episode. It's been nice.
Oh wow, it's been an hour and 5 minutes now. Time flies, right? Time flies. Okay, the last word. Any last words from you, Josh, Luis? Since it's the end of the week.
Yeah, well, maybe Happy New Year to some of the community that we haven't spoken with for a long time. We're going to be doing these weekly now, so do join us. Every single week, we're going to be telling you what is new in the ecosystem, and because January is such a big month, this is the place where you will be getting some of the early information, some of the alpha. Some might say this is maybe the only place you're going to be getting it. So I would advise you to tune in next week. It's going to be a good episode. We've got some pretty cool stuff dropping. And thank you for joining us this week. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone. We're just getting started. So
Happy New Year.
Stay tuned.
Let's go. See you in a week from